Hi folks, Pastor Larry again, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about the source of our emotions. Where does our emotions come from? Now you may instantly think, why in the world do I want to hear this? Why do I want to know where the emotions come from in my life? Well, you remember the purpose of this website, the purpose of this video or these videos is to teach us how to walk in perfect peace, how to live a life of peace, even during tumultuous times, even during stress-filled times. Jesus said, "My peace I give you," and he meant it. He wants us to live in accordance with that peace. And here's why. You've got to understand that your emotional pain comes from what you believe to be true about yourself in your subconscious mind or your soul. Emotions are powerful. Emotions were created by God to drive you. Now, you think, well, I can ignore my emotions, and I don't show my emotions. I'm a big boy, I don't cry. These kinds of things. But if you don't pay attention and don't know how to correct or change your emotions, change what you're feeling, then your emotions are driving your life. You are being driven by your emotions. Now, everything you say and do is driven by what you feel about yourself or what your emotions are telling you. Emotions will tell you what you believe about yourself. Listen, lies cause emotional pain. Lies believed to be true. Lies like I'm stupid, I'm worthless, I'm not good enough, I'm inadequate, insignificant, so forth and so on. All these lies create the emotional pain of our life that drive us in one way or another or hold us back when we should be moving forward. So they're nerve endings to your soul. They're nerve endings telling you what's in your subconscious mind. And lies equal pain. Truth equals peace. That's why Jesus came on the scene and said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life." If you don't have a consistent way to truth, then you're not going to have very good life. We need a way to truth to keep peace, to stay in peace. So here's the origin of our lies we believe to be true. They can come through, and the biggest one is we misinterpret our experiences. It's very difficult to interpret interpersonal relationship experiences with any kind of accuracy. And the reason is this: if you're interpreting an experience where you were physically hurt, it's pretty easy to see the damage, and it's also easy to recognize that, yes, I put my hand in the wrong place and I got cut. That's a simple truth that your mind will remind you of the next time you begin to working with the tools and the various things that cut your hand. It's a method of the flesh's method of protecting flesh. Keeps us from being hurt multiple times on the same method, keeps us from being burnt twice on the same stove, so forth and so on. And it works wonderful in the physical realm. But when it comes to the emotional realm, it doesn't work very well, because here's why. In order to interpret an experience properly with an interpersonal relationship, you not only have to know, what you feel, and what you've just experienced, but you've got to know what the other person knows, feels, and just experienced as well. Now, there's no way you and I can know what somebody else knows and feels and has maybe experienced, and therefore we misinterpret our experiences. Our brain automatically interprets the experience based on, what does this experience make me feel about me? And if you feel good about yourself, then you're going to interpret that properly. If you feel bad about yourself, then chances are you're going to believe a lie. You've believed a lie, and that's what's causing the turmoil of your life. Now, another way that these lies come into our mind is, excuse me, we're taught them. If you're raised in an environment where you're constantly, if you're constantly reminded of how limited you are, or how inadequate you are, or how stupid you are, then you're going to believe that you are what you're being taught. You speak to a child the same way all the time about how stupid you are, how stupid you are, how stupid you are. That child's going to grow up believing that they are stupid. Now, that's some situations you need to get over. If you were taught that, that's a lie. It's definitely not a lie. God doesn't create anybody stupid, and therefore he hasn't created you stupid or inadequate or anything else, but you need to hear from God, you see, in order to offset that lie. That's the thing you got to understand. Jesus is the truth. He's the way to truth. He provides us truth, and the world around us and our misinterpretations and how we're taught create the lies in our mind. Now, there's another way that lies can get in our mind. They can start out being true. Let's talk about a traumatic experience. If you've faced some trauma of sorts, let's just talk about the vets, the guys and the gals in war country, in the war zone, where they were taught how to defend themselves during a hostile attack or during a response of something or other. They're taught how to automatically respond without thinking. That's what saves their life. They don't have to stop and analyze whether I should duck. They just duck, or they jump and they turn, or whatever they got to do to defend themselves. Now, in that war zone, that's exactly right. That's true. When this stimulus happens, then you better be taking precautionary steps to protect yourself. And so they do without thinking, very quickly. Well, when the vets come home, and something similar occurs in their day-to-day routine, they follow the same steps typically that they did during the war zone. And many times that's negative towards everybody around them. It can cause great problems in a family. My grandfather was a World War I veteran, and he was a machine gunner, and he was taught how to, when they're taking on incoming fire, he was taught how to jump in the hole, set up his machine gun, and start firing. Well, and that served him well in France during World War I, but it probably saved his life so he could come home to us. But now, in his life at home, many years after the war, firecrackers would just send him into a World War I scenario where he would be on the ground, crawling across the ground with his elbows, just really trying to defend himself, get low so they can't hit you, and created some real struggles in the family until we understood what was going on. It was kind of a bad thing. But once we understood, we were able to help him, and we were able to shield him from a lot of things that would have triggered him. So what we're talking about is the power of your emotions, the power of what you believe to be true about yourself. It's going to drive you to respond however you respond. Now, if it's negative, then you need to find that you need to find the truth, and that truth will only come from your communication with God. That's why I'm teaching you these things step at a time, because if you know where the pain is coming from and you know where the source of peace will come from, you can bring the two together, and I'm going to teach you how to do that, to eliminate the lies which has created the problems in your life. Now, what else do I need to speak on? I think that's probably it. Source of emotional pain, misinterpretations, trauma, or we're taught them, and they drive our life in a negative way. So, well, until next time, let's keep on learning and keep on thinking. Here's what I want you to recognize, that if you have questions about this message at all, please go out to my website, LarryLowe.com, or Genuine Christianity, all one word, genuinechristianity.org, and go out to connect with me or contact us, I think it is. It's there's a form that you can fill out, giving me your email address and so forth, and you can send me your questions and comments, and I would really appreciate you commenting and sending questions, because I want to be more than just a digital connection to you. I want to be personal, and if you ask questions, that gives me an opportunity to interact with you and maybe even learn, and it also gives me an opportunity to teach you more and to help you live a more peaceful, productive life than maybe you ever thought you possibly could. Well, go out and check that out on my website, LarryLowe.com, LarryLow.com, and you'll find it, and browse around that website, enjoy the books, enjoy the things that I've written out there. I know it'll be a blessing to you. I know it'll help you learn how to walk in perfect peace. So until next time, friend, God bless you. Let the peace of Christ rule your life and your hearts. And I'll see you again in the very near future. Bye-bye.